Hey lovelies, today we're making banana crumb cake. And this is a delicious and really moist like coffee cake. And if you are like me, then you typically have some leftover bananas in your house that are about to go bad if you don't use them up. And so this is a great way to make your whole family happy when you do. Now, we're gonna start with some basic ingredients, some brown sugar, some bananas, butter of course, and it doesn't matter if you use dark or light brown sugar. I'm going to start by mashing up my bananas, and we're going to get those nice and squishy and put them in a bowl and set them aside. Now we're going to work on our crumb topping. This is actually going to go in the center and on top of our cake. And so we're going to put in some flour, some brown sugar, regular sugar, and we're also going to add in some butter and of course some cinnamon. What is crumb cake or coffee cake without the cinnamon? Now we're going to cut our flour and butter together until it resembles sort of a coarse meal-like texture. And after that, we're going to go ahead and get started on our dry ingredients for the cake. And that's going to be flour, some salt, and some baking powder. Now, to be honest, I've never been one to like bananas so much when I was younger, but I found that I really enjoy them in desserts, and so I always have them around. I put them in my pancakes and different things, and my daughter is the same way. And so I always have some spare bananas laying around, and they make for great dessert fillings. I'm going to combine that, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started on our wet ingredients. We're going to start with a half a stick of butter and also a quarter cup of yogurt or either sour cream. Now, you can actually use a full stick of butter here if that's your preference. Either way, it's going to have a fluffy, light texture on the inside. So it's going to be great either way. We're going to add our sugar to this, and we're going to combine that until it's smooth. And then we're obviously going to scrape down the sides of our bowl. Now you want to put this in a large bowl because you're actually going to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients in this particular recipe. So make sure that you're putting your wet ingredients in the larger bowl, unlike what I've done here. Anyway, this is 2 eggs we're adding here, and I'm going to go ahead and mix those in. And then we're adding about a teaspoon of vanilla to this. And so this recipe is relatively easy. As you can see, it takes a little bit of patience in getting the ingredients together, but it's definitely worth it. We're gonna go ahead and add our overripe bananas. And so we're gonna just mix that in on low speed. Now we're going to come in here and add a third of the flour. So we're going to add the flour to our mixture in thirds. We're going to mix that on a low speed so we don't get flour everywhere. And then we have about a cup of almond milk sitting to the side. Now you can use any kind of milk, but I'm going to put a third of that in, and we're going to combine that together. And we're going to do that until all of the flour is gone and we've used up our almond milk. We're going to scrape down the sides of our bowl, and we're going to make sure that's well combined on a low speed so you don't overmix it. And we're going to get ready to assemble this cake. Now we're going to put about half of the cake batter into a 9x13 baking dish, and I've sprayed this baking dish with a little bit of canola oil. You can spray it with butter, whatever you have. And then we're going to add about a third of our crumb topping into the middle of this. Now we're going to add the remaining cake batter over the top. It may not cover the entire top. That's perfectly okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about making it perfect. It's going to go into the oven and do all of the magical things it's supposed to. Add the remaining crumb topping to this. And we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 50 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to work on we're going to drizzle a little bit of a topping over it. We're going to start with a cup of powdered sugar, and I've used a little bit of heavy cream. You can use almond milk, you can use regular milk, it doesn't matter. You're going to do this until you reach the texture that you want, and it should be a texture that you can pour right over the top, so fairly loose for this icing. And the icing is completely optional, but I think it makes it really pretty and it tastes good too. And so my daughter came in here and put the icing over the top. She's a little timid with it. I had to push her to kind of just go in there and drizzle that over the top and show your food some love. After that's cooled for a little while, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it up. And I think this made about, I want to say 15 individual pieces. Of course, you can cut it smaller if you like. And we're going to go ahead and serve that, you guys. If you love dessert recipes, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have a ton of desserts coming up, and this is one I'm sure your family is going to really enjoy. Let me know in the comment section if you liked it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Take care.